Hello and welcome to today's reflection. Today we are going to think a little bit about joy, and I wonder what it is that gives you joy. I wonder if perhaps over the last few months you've had opportunity for periods of joy which maybe you haven't had previously because you've perhaps had more time or space to do things, or you've been able to catch up on things that you've been meaning to do for a long time. I would also imagine that probably there have been periods of time where you have perhaps experienced less joy because you have been unable to do the things that you perhaps would have chosen to do or have had planned, or been unable to see people or be around people that you would like to spend time with. And we're told throughout the Bible repeatedly that God is our source of joy. We find joy in Him and in His love for us, and He gives us strength, and that strength is part of that joy that we can receive. And today I'm just going to share with you the last verse of Psalm 16. So Psalm 16 verse 11 says, "You show me the path of life. In your presence there is fullness of joy. In your right hand are pleasures forevermore." So I just wonder if perhaps today we can take time to think about how it is that we can feel and experience and know something of the joy of God through perhaps spending time with Him, praying, thinking, reading the Bible, just reflecting on what it is that He is leading us to, what it is that perhaps He might be leading us away from, things we might need to leave behind, and new things we might need to start. Joy comes in many guises and looks different for different people. Joy is different from happiness. It's a real deep-seated feeling. Behind me, you can see that my potato plants are starting to just go over. They're just starting to die back, which means that soon there'll be time to dig up potatoes. And that is something that gives me a lot of joy, a lot of happiness. But looking at the plants, they look a little bit withered and dead at the moment and don't look very promising. But we have to get to this dead stage before we can get to the digging up stage. So joy sometimes comes in disguises. Sometimes we are slow to recognise what makes us joyful, or what is the joy that God is trying to give to us or show us through things that are happening around us. But perseverance is definitely an important part of it. So my prayer for us today is that we too can seek out and look for and find the joy that God gives us as we follow His paths for us in our life today. Amen.